PSA. I wanted to answer a quick question for everybody, or one that I get frequently. Basically, since everybody is in a hurry up type society and everybody wants everything tomorrow, rather it be personal items, blah, blah, blah. One of the things is, like, I got an email the other day saying, Lou, I need to get strong now. I need to get bigger. I need to get stronger. I need to be able to do X, Y, Z by whatever. Understand that true strength training is a lifetime journey. And if you really, really, really work for it, it never, you start to possess stuff that's what I consider old man strength. We all know those stories of those farmers being able to pick up X amount of weight, blah, 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 doing strenuous manual labor for X amount of years. Like my granddad was strong to the day he died. Strength is something that never truly leaves. It's something that once you acquire it, it will diminish slightly, but you could gain it back also at the same time. So I want to give you guys some tips on what you should be doing from the beginner level to the kind of more advanced level of lifting. Number one is understand that you training for strength, you're really training the central nervous system. This thing is an outstanding wiring system in our bodies. Obviously, it's responsible for everything that happens in our bodies. The way I'm speaking right now, the way I'm moving my hands, it is the signals being sent from my brain, left and right side, through my nervous system, which is broken up into different parts. But understand that it's a powerful thing. What we're doing when we're truly strength training is training the nervous system to train the muscles to fire harder. And it's a little bit more detailed than that, but just understand that how hard the muscle contracts is just as important as how big, or more important really, than how big the muscle is. How big the muscle doesn't necessarily mean that it is at its full efficiency for strength, if you understand that. That's number one, train the nervous system. How you train that in the gym is basically working that 1 to 5 rep range. You could say, you could put a percentage on it, 90% and up. You could probably argue 85%, yada yada. This is training for strength, meaning what do I want to do with those lifts? What lifts am I talking about? Compound movements. I'm talking to a person that understands this at first, people that don't know anything about lifting. So we're talking about the big three. We'll just say squat. I won't even put bench, I put a press and a deadlift. All those movements, multiple joints are moving in order to complete the lift. You want to recruit the most amount of muscle to inflict the most amount of force, or produce the most amount of force. So those big lifts have a major demand on your hormones on your body, which in a roundabout way is going to help you get bigger and stronger. So you need to be incorporating. You could also throw in cleans, snatches. I tend to teach stuff with dumbbells at first, dumbbells and kettlebells, before we move on to the barbell, just because the learning curve is a lot faster and I need to get athletes in and out, get them the best bang per buck that they could get. A small story on that, you could probably learn how to snatch a 60, 70, 80, stronger guys, 90, 100-pound dumbbell like that within a couple weeks. Put 100 pounds on a bar, try to snatch it, see what happens. The learning curve is a lot greater. So that's one of the reasons, as far as with snatching with dumbbells or kettlebells or what have you. So big compound lifts, we want to incorporate those into our training. Use those in the 1 to 5 rep range. If at first, if you do not have, you need to also, let me take a step back there. You need to build the foundation. I refer to this as GPP. If you do not build the foundation at first and have a basic strength level, you're always going to suffer if you try to incorporate. So there's a lot of different systems out there on how you could do this. You may want to incorporate something like a 5x5 with a linear style progression, where you're just adding 5 pounds every week, every workout, what have you. There's other ways to do it. You could even, I could say you could do something like keep the volume a little higher go 6 to 8 or 8 to 10 in the beginning, in the very beginning. If you have no workout experience, no weight experience, the amount of sets you could play, I would keep that on the lower side so you don't get too demolished. But you could play with that. That will work for you for a certain time. It will not work after a certain point. If you've never touched a weight, these two things will work. After that, you need to progress into a little bit more advanced fashion. But when I say it may work, it will work probably for 6, 7, 8, 9, you could argue a year, I don't know. There's different aspects of it. So you need to build the foundation with general physical preparedness in all different facets. From there, one of the most important things, you have to have a plan. That's where I see a lot of people fail. In the gym, in commercial gyms, and out of gyms, I mean, I coach, I train athletes, so my systems are already developed and standardized, and I already have them implemented, and I know what I'm gonna do weeks ahead of time, months ahead of time, really. But that plan doesn't mean I don't deviate from it. It doesn't mean that if I don't see something on the fly I need to change, I could do that. But if you're just going to the gym and figuring out as you get there, that's not the best idea. You need to have some type of plan, some type of something, what you're gonna do today, or the day of. You could get your mind ready for whatever. Plan, this is probably one of the biggest factors in that. Make a plan. This will help. If you know where you're going, you understand where you want to go, you will get to where you need to be a lot faster, right? So if you have no clue what you're doing in the gym and you just bullshit, do some whatever, and your goal is to get stronger, you need to have some type of plan to be able to get there. Either you find out and research it on your own, or you hire somebody that you feel comfortable with coaching you, teaching you, leading you on that journey for yourself. One of the last things is basically, as dumb as it sounds, as primitive as it sounds, lift heavy shit often, frequently, referring back to the training the nervous system. Like I said, you want to start when you start to get a little bit advanced. You could start implementing what's called the max effort method. That's exactly what this is. You could look it up. Look up conjugate method. Look up concurrent. There's other methodologies that use it, but it's all based off the same science. You want to basically lift heavy often, depending on your frequency, on your schedule, whatever that is. And this is the leading thing that I feel after a while, that helps people get the strongest, the fastest. So, and that's solely for the reason that they have a plan already implemented, and they're going down a path, and it's structured, and they know what recovery they need, they know how to get there. So let's go over how to get strong fast. Basically, you need to, starting in the beginning, I would say you really should start here, build the foundation, build that GPP, have some type of, in the beginning, tell you the truth, and you can think about this yourself, any rep ranges work. If the adaptation isn't there, you're a blank slate. Doesn't matter, you will make gains no matter what you do. That will only work for so long, so you need to start using some other style of training, or you start researching and start, if you're truly worried about strength training. And the reason strength is so important, because strength is the foundation for everything. Strength is the foundation for other aspects of training, as far as endurance, as far as conditioning, high level conditioning, or what do I call it? Work capacity, or being able to do something over and over. It takes a lot less effort when you're strong to move. If you're not strong enough to move 100 pounds in whatever fashion, then moving that 100 pounds is going to be tough. But if you're 500 pounds strong, what's 100 pounds? You can move that over and over and over. And that could be, I mean, there's conditioning and energy systems that come into play with that also, but understand that that's a huge thing. Strength is the #1 factor. It fixes a lot of, strength and stability, so fix a lot of things, fix a lot of problems, and it works across the board with what you're trying to do. You cannot move fast until you're strong. And you can't move faster until you're strong. In order to be able to push something explosively, you have to be able to produce a lot of force. So that's why strength is so important in our world. Use compound lifts. I mean, everybody wants the pretty boy muscles, right? I guess in a sense, people are lying to you straight up to the face if they're telling you that they don't care about what they look like. Everybody cares about what they look like to a certain degree. What your pursuit is on you. You know what I mean? What you do with it. So squat, press, deadlift, clean, snatch. Do those lifts. Do them often. Lift heavy for yourself. Have some type of plan. Train and learn some physiology. Learn about training the nervous system. Learn why and how that 1 to 5 rep range really elicits the best effect over the long haul of what you need. Start implementing, another thing I just thought about, start implementing some high volume work also. Not only train the nervous system, but in the long road, training for muscle thickness or fiber thickness, training that bodybuilding style, 8 to 12 reps, does have a good carryover as well. You need it all. But at first, understand that you need to build that foundation. Build the foundation, lift often, lift heavy, have a plan, know how to get there, research. If you don't know, ask somebody, and they'll help you out. This is Lou. Till later.